Hello everybody, I am Joshua and welcome to this Sims 3 house building video. Now today I am building an ultra-modern beach home in Sunset Valley and it is called Fusion. Now the reason I've called it this is because it was going to be a fusion between nature and modern architecture, but it kind of lost the nature aspect later on, as you'll see, but you know, it's still it's a cool name, so I kept it, and this house turned out really nicely and I'm really happy with it. It did take me a while to build, as you can see by the length of this video, so I've done something new here. I've never done this before, so the house building video itself is exactly the same as normal, and if you know, I do an kind of a overview at the end of the video where I kind of like panning shots and music and all that kind of stuff. So since let me re-say that. Since it is at the very end of the video, not many people watch it. So what I've decided to do is make that a separate video. So it's going to be in this video, and there's going to be a separate video called a house overview video. So if you just want to see the finished product, you can go watch that video, and you don't have to sit here for 45 minutes. Or you could just skip to the end in this video, but, you know, whatever suits you. But anyway, I'm building the main section of the house where the living room and master bedroom are going to be. So as you can see, it's already very modern. I was messing around with the roof there. So the roof is what changes the most. Well, actually no, a lot of the house changes a lot through the course of this. This whole side I'm building now, I completely remove and like redo later on. It's because I wasn't pleased with the shape of it. It had these like weird bits sticking out. Look, I don't know what I was doing. Like I actually started this house before my last house building video, which was like mid-May, so it's like been a month since I started building it, and I just finished it now. So it's because I was working on a bunch of other things in between this, so that's why. But I don't know what I was thinking. It looks terrible. And then I go even further and I put plants on the roof, and not just plants. I put trees and stuff all over the roof, which is why I called it Fusion originally. But I removed them because I realized it was a mistake. It looked atrocious. But we'll go through all of that, as you can see. So right now I'm doing the original roof design, which used these stages and there were little holes in them where I was going to put the plants. This is where the fireplace goes. There's no chimney. Well, the chimney up on the roof is fake. But there's no chimney inside the house because it just took up too much room. But there is a fireplace in the living room, which is a nice feature. So right here I'm working on the exterior colors, which I believe I change later as well. But the original house, I believe, is white tile, which actually does stay white tile. But then I get some gray concrete, which I think I later changed to stucco, as you'll see. So like there's those white tiles, and I put in the Into the Future windows here. Originally I tint them with black, but later on I tint them white, like a frosted color, like right there you saw it briefly. I do actually do that later, because it kind of gave a bit more privacy, because to be honest, that is the master bedroom upstairs, and there's all glass, so you might want a bit of privacy. So I do frost the windows much later on, actually. It does take me a while to do that. And then there's these pieces from the, the roller coaster set from Roaring Heights, which I thought would be like cool little things there, but it didn't look right, so I got rid of those too. So really I was just messing around with this. I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. And same with the floor plan. I wasn't sure what I was wanting to do with that. So I kind of go through a bunch of different floor plans till I settle with the one I want. This is the original stairway, which took up that whole section of the second level. So that made it quite inefficient space-wise. So I do redo that, of course. So I was just trying something fancy here with the archways and, I don't know, the wall or whatever. It looked stupid, so I got rid of it all. But that didn't stop me from trying it again, of course. So I was just trying without the walls. I don't know what I was trying to do. I really don't. So now I'm working on the outside, and I'm putting this concrete texture on the main part of that section, which I later change. I also put some wood in. Actually, there's quite a lot of wood on the outside, which makes it look quite nice. I got some of these palm trees from Roaring Heights, and at the end I just use base game palm trees, and I believe maybe some Showtime ones, but like the ones I'm placing there, I do usually, I think I mainly use those. So right now I'm going to start on windows. I was going to use these arch windows and then like merge some other kind of window into it, but that did not work. So I ended up going with these University Life windows, which I later changed to some windows from the store. So yes, a lot of change goes on with this house. So I'm trying to make the staircase work a bit better here, I guess. I'm not sure. So I just put in a bunch of half walls. So upstairs, the floor plan was quite horrendous. Oh, I'm redoing it entirely. Look at that. The floor plan was quite horrendous. I put in this like open hole over there, which was a really dumb idea because now that whole part of the house is not usable. So yeah, I was not sure what I was doing here. I get rid of that, and then I try putting in these walls, make like a floor plan. That really was not working, as you can see. It's like really weird shaped rooms. That's gonna be the master bathroom there I'm working on, which I think stays in that position. That's the master bedroom there with the stage, which actually I get rid of. So downstairs, I'm not sure what I'm doing here. I wasn't entirely sure how this floor plan is supposed to work. Yeah, because I redo it, and I'm not sure what I was thinking there, because it doesn't look like there's room for like a kitchen, but whatever. And some more outside paint. We haven't even gotten to the roof yet. That's the best part. Do you see how ridiculous it looks? So I'm just coming through here, touching up all the paint. It's not really paint, stucco, I think. A stone. It's a stone texture. Yeah, so it's really black, white, and gray, which I kind of warm up the colors a little bit. And then I use this hedge fence on the edging, which really wasn't working for me. So I do change that as well. I pretty much change everything except for the glass part. That pretty much is the only thing that stays. Because I come back after a couple weeks and I realize that everything I did was a mistake. Need to fix it. So here comes the roof. Oh yes. So I'm putting in some grass things from the Into the Future expansion to make it look like there's grass there. And here we go. Here comes the trees. Oh my god. Yeah, I put in a couple of these things. I don't know what they are. There's some kind of fan leaf things. Then I put in some more trees here and there and everywhere. I put in a tree there. And yeah, it just started to look a little bit ridiculous. Because I just went crazy with it, as you can see. The roof is now becoming more of like a nature park than a roof. And then I had this orange wood, which was a great color choice. And I'm just making all the wood angles. And it's like a really, kind of like a little bit of a waste of time because I end up getting rid of it all later. Oh my god. Look how ridiculous this looks. I don't know what I was thinking. To be honest, I mean, you might like it, but, you know, I didn't like it, so I had to fix all this later. So I'm just kind of putting in the wood trim here. It's really intense colored, isn't it? It would be nice on our house, I guess. So right here I'm just finishing up the wood. Oh, there we go. I changed the color of it. Yeah, but I think I changed the color again later because it was still a bit too bright for my taste. So yeah, I'm just adding the wood on the edge here just to make it look nice. And so yes, so I think this is pretty much where I start changing it pretty soon. I go through and I start redoing it. So right now I'm just adding a little bit of wood texturing here and there on the inside walls and on the ground here, on the front and back deck. It's not really a deck, it's kind of like a, I don't know, a bit. Yeah, but I get nice and wooden, which I keep that when I change it later. So right there I'm just doing the front door, and some more windows. I had to finish off the windows. Yeah, so just some windows. It's a bit inconvenient those things were there, but I guess I left it for later. So I'm just putting in some rocks and other such things just to finish off landscaping. A bit of heather as well. Some sunflowers. Got pretty much everything up on the roof there. So yes. Yeah, so pretty much, I'm sorry about that pause. Anyway, yeah, so now I'm demolishing everything and just removing all the, what do you call it, that wall there. And I'm just changing the color here of the grass, as you can see. So I'm just changing the color of the grass here, the like fake Into the Future rugs. I make it kind of look more like the grass that is on the ground. So yes, so I'm just adding all that in everywhere, and so yes, so I'm just changing all the color of the wood, which I think this is a much nicer color, the kind of dark brownish kind of color. And at this point I realized all the different types of trees on the roof was looking ridiculous, so I kind of come through and I remove them all, and I make them just kind of like heather and these like little leafy plants. So I think it looks quite nice. So right here I'm just putting in the a bit of the roof, yeah, so I'm just putting in a bit of a roof, like edging, I guess. And here I start kind of changing the shape of the part of the house over here, because I realized it was just not looking right. So I'm just kind of fixing it up and making it kind of match the rest of the house. I don't know why I chose that shape originally, because it was hideous. I also add this bit off to the side here, kind of like extending the other side of the house, like over to this side. And I do futz around a bit with it. I add in, some, I don't know, like extra bits. I don't know. All this like special, I don't know what you call it, constrained floor elevation stuff. So right there, yeah, that's pretty much the shape I go with. And yes, and I'm also going to add in some, what do you call it, more paint, which I believe I changed. No, actually I don't. Never mind. So yes, I'm just kind of touching up all the extra bits. I'm adding some edges, which I later removed because it looked ugly. So yes, that's pretty much the final shape of the house here, and I'm adding in some windows. Yes, so I'm just adding in the same kind of windows I had on the other part of the house, just to kind of finish it all off. And right now it's starting to look a lot better than it did before, which is good. So yes, I'm just touching up all the edging there. And yeah, so I do change a lot of it later. You can see all those giant plants there I get rid of. Oh, there they all go. And I put these in, and again, the roof does change again later. Near the very end, I do change it again because it just wasn't looking right. I didn't like the plants, so I get rid of them entirely much later on. So right now, I'm just kind of fixing up all the roof bits and making sure everything's flat and level, I guess. And so yes, so that's pretty much the outside shape done, and I'm just going to redo the floor plan, it looks like. So I moved the stairs over by the front door, which made a bit more sense. And I replaced the double wide front door with the single wide front door so I can put the stairs over a bit more. So where's the front door? There it is. So there's the front door, and that's going to be the kitchen where I'm putting the wall right now. So yeah, so that's going to be the kitchen there. The dining room's going to be opposite the stairs. So right here, I'm doing the upstairs floor plan now. So yeah, so I kind of got an interesting staircase here. So when you get to the middle level, you go up one small staircase to lead to the master bedroom, which hasn't got a door, so that could be not the best thing. And the other little staircase will lead up to the rest of the upstairs, where all the other bedrooms are. So anyway, the final house ends up having 4 bedrooms and I think 2.5 bathrooms. So not that many bathrooms, but it has got a good amount of bedrooms. So yes, here I'm just redoing the front of the house, and I add these like supports kind of. So I think it kind of looks a bit nicer, adds kind of a more supported look, I guess. Makes it look a bit more realistic, so I just add those in. I add them over here and over there as well, and I continue them up to the roof with half walls. So it looks quite nice. I'm adding, I think I put in a couple here, I'm not sure. Actually, yes I do. So yeah, that looks quite nice. I also put in little half walls to mark the tops of them, and I put a glass fence all the way around the outside of the roof here, as you can see. So I was really quite pleased with it at this point, but I do edit it a little bit more. So here comes some more palm trees, and I believe I do landscaping first, though I'm not sure about that. So what am I doing here? I'm just extending the roof in this part of it because it wasn't matching the lower level, so that was just a bit annoying me. So yes, and now I'm just touching up all the wood everywhere, making sure everything is painted, and then I'm coming back here and just making sure that's all right and good. Yeah, so it's looking quite nice now, and I got rid of the wood upstairs. So I changed out the windows in the front, like I said, with some store windows, which I'm just finding those there. I'm not sure what set they're from, but they look really nice, so I ended up using them, and I also put them on the side here, and I use a few Roaring Heights windows. Those there, these smaller windows, just as like side windows, I guess. So yes, I do use those. And so this is going to be the kitchen, which I actually start on right away. So here we go, we're just jumping into the kitchen. And so yes, so I'm putting in all the wood flooring and all the shades on the windows, which adds a little bit of privacy. But when I frost the windows, like I said, I'll do later. There's a lot more privacy added. So right now I'm just working on the countertop. I was looking at zebra print countertop. That was a really weird idea. But I was going to do this tile first, and then it looked hideous, and then I changed it to something else. I changed the countertops a few times. I had it like this thing, which I might keep it as. I don't know. I don't remember what I did. So yeah, right here's the oven, which is from Outdoor Living Stuff, so it's actually an outdoor oven, but it looked quite nice inside, so I used it there. And this is my favorite refrigerator from Generations, which I just used there. And I have this little cabinet wrapping around there. So as you can see, I think it looks quite nice. It's a little bit of compact kitchen, kind of small, but you have plenty of counter space. Not that Sims really need that much counter space. They only really need one counter to chop up on. But pretty much that's good enough. So what's interesting with this house is there's no paint on any of the walls. Inside, they're all either like the white tiles or they're wooden. I have dark wood and light wood. It actually looks quite nice and modern. So yeah. So right here I'm just choosing some columns to make a little hanging pot thing. So I kind of like hang the pots like they're hanging in between the columns, which I thought looked quite cool. It's an interesting idea, which I've never done before, and I think it looks quite nice. So yes. So right now I'm just choosing a wood texture to go on the back of the half wall there. And yes. So I'm just changing the countertops now, I believe. Yeah, I changed them to stone, to this kind of like dark gray stone, which I thought was a bit more elegant. And I'm choosing some lighting. I don't know what I was doing here, but I was looking at like floor lamps for some reason. But I get some sconces, not sconces, sorry, some ceiling lights, like these little things from late night. And I kind of put them over the counters a bit, so it looks quite nice. I also do some under cabinet lighting. They're kind of like inside the cabinets. It doesn't really do much of anything, but it's there, so you can know it's there. It kind of like lights up the cabinets a bit when it's nighttime, which is quite nice. So I'm just doing a couple lights by the sink, which I think I changed later. But this is pretty much the kitchen, like the bones of the kitchen. I haven't really added the details in yet, which is actually what I'm doing now. I wanted to put those oars somewhere. I ended up putting them in the dining room. You could actually raise and lower them on the wall, even though they weren't actually like attached to the wall, so that was a bit weird. But anyway, I'm just adding little doodads and whatchamajiggas in the kitchen, and changing the color of those columns. Just pretty much adding in whatever needs to be added in. So yes. What else do I do now? I believe I put a little table. Yes, a little table in the center, just like for extra space to cook on, I guess, or you can put like serve stuff on there or something. I don't know. I put a little boat under it, which I thought was quite nice. And I also have a couple bar stools here, so your Sims can enjoy that. I also changed the flooring to tile, I believe. Yes, I do. I guess makes a bit more sense to have tile flooring in the kitchen than wood flooring, but whatever. So yes, we're moving outside now, which is interesting. So here we go with landscaping, I believe. I believe I do the front yard and then come back later and do the backyard, but I'm not sure. I really like the landscaping in this house. It's very simple. It's just white and yellow flowers with some bamboo and some leafy plants. So it looks quite nice. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. As you can see, it's quite simple, but yet elegant. And it's got like a little sandy pathway instead of actually putting a real pathway in, just to kind of keep it more modern and simplistic, I guess. So there's a couple more palm trees. And that's pretty much the front yard. I'm spinning around quite a lot. I also put a pool in the back, because this is a luxury beach home. It should have a pool. Makes sense. So it's kind of like just like finishes off like that L shape of the house. So it makes it kind of like a square, which is quite nice. There's no patio. It's just sand again, because I wanted to make it more simple. There's no outdoor furniture either, because again, I was afraid that would kind of destroy the simplistic lines of the outside of the house. Though, of course, if you want outdoor furniture, you can just download the house and edit it in yourself, because the download link will be in the description below, so do check that out, please. But anyway, I'm just touching up the wood on the back deck here, because it was a little bit out of order, so I'm just kind of making it a little bit better. Yeah, so there you go. Kind of just making it look nice and finished off with like the wood going around the angles and whatnot. So yes, right now I believe I don't put a fence in. No, I leave it kind of just without a fence. I kind of go around and finish off some of the wood painting I missed. And what's next? Oh, I'm adding the coloring to the top of the half walls on the roof. That's exciting. And now I'm just changing the positioning of the chimney. And yes. So what am I doing here? I'm just gonna. Oh, here I go to the driveway. So this is the driveway. It's just sand and a little bit of gravel. But they do have a very expensive car, so that's nice. So there you go, and a bit of bamboo for some privacy, I guess. Even though it doesn't really offer any privacy, but whatever. Some plants, some dirt, terrain paint, which the dirt and the sand terrain paint really makes this look very nice. I'm quite happy with it. Yeah, so there's a little bit of sand up the front because we are on the beach, so you'd expect there to be sand. A little bit of dirt and sand, and around the back here, I put a fountain by the pool right there because I thought that was quite nice. As you can see, nice little fountain with some landscaping around it. So yes, what am I doing here? I'm putting some more flowers and landscaping to make it look a little bit more filled out. So there you go, a bit of terrain painting, and bam, there you go. You have the outside finished, I believe. Just moving the trash can, and yeah, that's pretty much the exterior done. So now we're going to move back inside, and I'm going to do something. I'm not sure. I'm changing the color of the floor here just to make it look a little bit nicer. It didn't really have much texture, so I give it a bit of texture. And change the rug to red, that mat there. And yeah, here I'm just adding more details to the kitchen because I felt it was a little bit empty. Or actually, never mind, I'll come back and do that later. So this is going to be the dining room, which I really like how the dining room turned out. It's salmon and dark blue. So I like the two colors together. It goes nicely. With the, see, like white wooden walls, I guess. I think it looks quite elegant. So we got some glass front cabinets, and there's the oars. And just adding in some details. I also add in a shelf later as well. And that like divider you saw for a second there is going to go under the stairs later. So this was the entrance. I wanted to make like a cool focal point, but I ended up just putting a fountain and a painting. All this like lighting stuff, I don't know if I keep it. It looks a little bit ridiculous. Yeah, I get rid of the top and bottom lights because, yeah, you can see there, it just wasn't working. But pretty much that's the entrance. I probably change out the fountain, I believe. So this is the back to the dining room as though nothing happened. I'm also just changing the position of the table here and putting a little seating area in, and a little light and a plant. Another plant. Quite a lot of plants in here, actually. There's quite a lot of plants in the dining room of this house, which is interesting. I couldn't find curtains that would fit these windows, except for those really old-looking ones, but then I eventually do find some really nice modern-looking curtains, which turned out quite nicely in the end. Yeah, there I changed out the fountain, if you saw there for a second, and I got a painting on the wall, and here I'm just changing the color of the oars, and a rug, just putting in the rug. Rug's important. I believe, I don't know what color I make it, but it's definitely not red. I make it like white, and it's got like a dark blue on the outside. And here come the salmon chairs, which I really like the color of them. It's kind of like a red, it's more orange, I guess, well, it's kind of like an orangey salmon. I don't know. So I'm just adding another plant in the corner, another plant on the table. There's quite a lot of plants in this room. A light fixture, and I don't know when I do the curtains, but I might come back and do them later. I think I come back and do a little bit more detailing in the kitchen and dining room after I do like the living room and stuff, but I'm not sure. So right here, this is going to be a study kind of area where I'm putting the lights in. And right here, I'm just fixing up the walls upstairs, and all the plants glitched through the ceiling, which was annoying. Kind of had to reposition them to stop them from glitching, but don't worry, I fixed it. So there's some lights upstairs, which actually didn't light up anything, so it's annoying. So anyway, I'm just fixing the roof, which I messed up somehow. And now I believe I'm going to do something else. Probably the living room. Nope, more windows. And then the living room. No, doors. Ugh, I'm really not good at this guessing, am I? The doors. So I'm just going to throw in some doors. Very simple, basic doors, which I throw throughout the second floor. And I'm just fixing up the wall paint. I believe I do the hallway here. So I just put in some railings and some lighting. Yeah, I put these lights around the edge of the floor, just to kind of like baseboard lights, I guess, because that like middle level gets really dark, which is thankfully something they're fixing with The Sims 4. The lighting will actually go between levels, which is very nice. But as for now, I have to deal with this. So just putting in these lights here and changing the color of them. So at least that section there is kind of lit up nicely. I have that sculpture on the wall. I put in a couple nice paintings here as well with some sconces, which looks quite nice, so you can see there. And I put in the lights as well. So that's pretty much the stairway done. I also do the hallway as well. It's pretty simple, but it looks really nice. So we're doing the kitchen again. We're back in the kitchen with some plants in the corner, which I got rid of. Oh yes, I put a table here. So it's like a little eat-in area, a little plant in the corner, which is nice. Yeah, and I put in a rug. I put a zebra print rug, I believe, which sounds horrendous, but the red one looked like a blood stain. So I put up a zebra print one, which actually kind of looked cool, so I kept it. Yeah, so I also put in another little plant, and I put in more seating, actually. So like another little mat under the oven. Yeah, so here's where I put in the more seating. I put in a shelf here, like under the base, not the baseboard, sorry, under the top of the half wall, and then I put in a couple seats like they're pushed in there. Those just for decoration, but it kind of looks cool. I put in some pots in the corner, some pottery. And I also had a shelf in the dining room as well, just for a bit more detail, I guess. So yeah, I put a few things up there, just a few decorative items, like a little plant, more plants, and yeah, so that's pretty much the dining room and kitchen done, I believe. I might come back and add a few more details later as well, but, I put a little horse there. And here I do an outdoor plant kind of thing. I put it in that teeny little pot, which is a little bit ridiculous, but, whatever. Oh yeah, here's where I use the curtains. I choose those curtains, and I make them kind of salmon-y, and it actually looks really nice. I think it looks quite elegant. And yes, so this is going to be the entrance. So I got this little thing under the stairway. It's kind of translucent-ish. It's hard to tell, but it is. There's a little side table there by the front door, so you can like put your keys or whatnot on it. I put a plant there, and I put a giant potted plant as well, just for some detailing. And this is going to be a little study area in the entrance kind of area. It's not really in the entrance, but you know what I mean. It's got a desk with a mirror over it, and I put in some shelves with some more decorations on them. I was really pleased with the detailing in this house. I think it turned out quite nicely. So yes, it's putting in a sculpture with shocking colors on it, which I actually keep those colors. It was quite fun and cheerful. And just a nice little lamp, not a lamp, sorry, some stringed lights, which looks quite nice, and little paintings, a little paint thing, like you have your paint brushes in it, which is a bit odd to have there, but whatever. And a little red seat with a circular rug. I also like this area. This is the entranceway to the house, where you have like a little thing holding a coat, a little raincoat, and a backpack, and there's also a cork board there, and a couple shelving pieces, some shelves, some shoes, like a little shoe rack, just some random junk like books and stuff like that. So it's kind of like looks like a family lives here, and they got some clutter in their entranceway. I actually really liked it. It kind of looked nice. It looked very lived in. I'm really quite pleased with it. Some magazines, a plant, that weird little tin thing there. I don't know what that was. I might get rid of it later. I'm not sure. And also I put in some lighting as well, just to make it look a little bit brighter. There's also a stereo in there as well. And yeah, so that's pretty much the entranceway. I don't believe I put a rug in. There's a little mat for the front door, and the living room. Sorry, this is the living room, which is one of my favorite rooms in the house. I really love how the living room turned out. It's got 3 walls of glass, like just entirely glass, so you have really beautiful views over the ocean, which is quite nice feature. I also have these nice couches here with salmon and blue colored pillows to match the dining room, and also a little side table there so you can put your goodies on it, I guess. And there's a little what do you call it, a coffee table, and a side table behind the couch with a little dining chair in it, just like a little desk, I guess. Also a piano. I put in a keyboard piano, and a rug. So that's pretty much like the living room done. I also put the TV in, a couple stereos on either side, and a TV kind of mounted on the fireplace, as believable as it can get. Yeah, so I think that looks quite nice, and I also got a couple potted plants on either side of the fireplace as well. So yeah, that's pretty much the living room. Quite quick to make, but I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I think it turned out quite nicely. Nice, simple, luxurious, modern, all that good stuff. A little tissue box on the coffee table, sorry, and a fishbowl, actually, and some knives in the kitchen as well. And yeah, so that's pretty much the first floor done, I think. Now we just have the bedrooms to do, bedrooms and bathrooms. So yes, upstairs here, I'm just doing the landing. There's like another little desk thing with a painting over it. It's just for detail. You can't actually use that desk, but because it's really just like a bedside table with a chair pushed under it. But whatever. It looks nice. So right here, I'm going to be doing some paintings in the hallway. All these paintings, these three paintings, came from Roaring Heights, and they're really cool. Like they're like kind of like Art Deco, modern paintings. And so that's the landing pretty much. And this is a little half bathroom for guests to use. So it's just a sink and a toilet and a few details. Very tiled. All the bathrooms are like crisp white tiles, but it doesn't look too cold because there's a wooden wall there, and I throw in a lot of towels and knickknacks, and it looks quite nice. And it could be cozy. I wouldn't say it's cold and sterile. It's quite nice. And I also got some gray rugs there, and yeah, that's pretty much the bathroom, the half bathroom. And this is going to be the main bathroom. It's actually larger than the master bathroom, but 3 bedrooms do share it, so it should be large. It's got double sinks. I use these bowl sinks on top of a dining table, which is an idea I got from Deli, Deligracy. You can definitely check out her channel. She has some amazing stuff. I'm not actually sure if those sinks are usable. If they're not, you can just delete the dining table and they should work perfectly fine. But I actually failed to test that. I really should have, but never mind. You can do that for me. That could be your assignment for the day. So I also threw in some mirrors, and there's also a shelf over the door. I don't even know if the door is usable with a shelf over it, but most of the rooms upstairs actually have shelves over the door. So that's another thing I should have tested, but I didn't, so great. So right here is a washer dryer. So this is the laundry room. I have a little pot plant in the corner, and there's also this towel hanging under this shelf, which is actually a flag, but it looks like a towel. That's another trick I learned from Deli, and it looks really cool. Actually, it's very nice. It looks like a towel, but it isn't. Also some little hand towels I just put throughout the place, and some towels for the shower, which are kind of inconveniently across the room, but never mind. Yeah, this is the laundry room. Just adding in a little laundry basket and some laundry-related decor items. And I believe I put in a mat as well, yeah. So that's pretty much the laundry room, and the bathroom's done. I'm just fixing up the roof. I had some stuff out of line, I guess. So what's next on the agenda? Oh, yes, the guest bedroom. So I really liked the guest bedroom. It turned out quite nicely. I used a nice modern-looking bed, and it's very cool colors. It's nice, like light blue and gray. It's quite relaxing, and it's very nice. It's the only bedroom, though, that doesn't have a view of the ocean, so it's a bit unfortunate, but, because it's at the front of the house, so it doesn't actually look out over the ocean, but, never mind, not everyone can have ocean views. So a lot of dressers, so you can have plenty of clothes, and I put some shelving units over the dressers, so you can have, goodies, not really goodies, I don't know why I said that, so you can have, like, decor items, like this pile of clothes, like, on top of the dressers. So, yeah, just adding a few little details here and there. I'm just put, like, a plant, I guess, over there, I don't know, a little hanging plant, a little potted plant, and, I put a little sitting area in as well, which is quite nice. So you have, like, a little seating, thing, so it's like a love seat, I guess. It's got like a little hanging light next to it, and a coffee table, so that's quite nice. Yes, it's a pretty simple bedroom, but it turned out really nicely. And I got these kind of like interlocking rugs, which look quite nice. And a couple of lamps on the end tables, and I believe a little alarm clock, so you won't be late for work in the morning, I guess. Or school, for that matter. And a little painting, and yeah, that's pretty much that. So the master bedroom, I actually did something very interesting with this. It's something I've never seen or done before, and I really liked the way it turned out, as you'll see. I was concerned with the lack of privacy, even though it really doesn't matter. So I actually had a double wall in with like double windows, which you'll see, and then both sets of windows are tinted, which is very interesting. So right at this point, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, so it's kind of just like messing around with certain ways of hiding the bed, but you'll see what I actually end up doing quite soon. Going through a bunch of different creative ways of trying to make it look special. But this way was quite nice, but you couldn't actually use the bed, so that was quite useless. So at this point, I'm getting closer to what I actually end up using. Yes, this is actually quite close to what I end up using. I don't use that bed, though. And I don't use the curtains either. Yeah, that was just a little bit weird. Yeah, so here's where I frost the windows. I think it actually looks a lot nicer, and it also adds a lot more privacy as well. But from inside, the view is still the same. It only is one way, so you can see out, but you can't see in, which is quite a nice feature. Yeah, so there's the frosted windows, which look quite nice. And yeah, here's where I add the wall in. So this is interesting. I added in this wooden wall, and then I put these windows in it. And these windows actually have like the wooden tinted texture on them on the outside. So when you're actually in the bed, you can see through both layers of windows because they're both clear. But from outside, there's two layers of tinted windows. So one layer is frosted, and the other layer has this like wooden texture on it. It's like the wooden slats, which I've used everywhere else. So I think it's quite cool, and it makes the bedroom kind of more like a little bed area, more private, like and sectioned off from the rest of the room. So I thought it was quite neat. Also, you'll see how I add this really cool holographic wall art from Into the Future, and like on the glass, and it looks really cool, which you'll see very soon. So I put a TV there, and there's the bed. I was going to put curtains, but I don't do that. So you can see there's the bed. There's a little love seat on the other side. So here's the holographic wall art, which looks really cool. Because it's also see-through, so it looks really cool on the glass. Yeah, it's like pretty much just like a see-through walls in the bedroom, which is actually kind of cool. A lot of dressers. There's 6 of them in total, so you don't have to worry about not having enough room for all your clothes. And then some little shelving units above the dressers, so I can put stuff on top of them. And, you know, a little plant, and what do you call it, a piggy bank thing. I don't know why I'd have that up there, but whatever. And, you know, whatever else. Some tissues up above the door. That makes sense. You know, but whatever. Just random stuff, just to add some detailing to the master bedroom. So right now I'm just choosing the bedspread, and I don't even remember what I go with. I go with purple, actually, which is quite a nice color. I quite like that shade of purple. And right now I'm doing the master bathroom, which is the smallest full bathroom in the house, but it's still very nice. I really like how it turned out. So I use these dining tables again under the sinks, and I'm not sure if they're usable again, so if they're not, you can just remove the dining tables in build mode, and then the sinks will be totally usable, so you don't have to worry about that. I also use these lights from Pets. They looked really rustic with like the rusted look on them, but they kind of looked cool and modern when I made them stainless steel. So when it came to the shower and tub, I actually used a bathtub and then put the separate kind of shower over it. So the shower is not usable, but the bathtub is. So you can't actually take a shower in this bathroom, so I do apologize, but if you want to use the shower, you can just delete the bathtub and then the shower will be usable. So, you know, I use a lot of layering, so I'm not really sure what works and what doesn't. But anyway, a little painting on the wall. And that's pretty much the master bathroom. It looks really nice. I'm happy with the way it turned out. It's quite elegant and simple, but yeah, it's not too sterile, even though it's all white. It's quite modern, which I like. I also put a piece of artwork on the other wall, which is quite nice. And yeah, so that's pretty much the master bathroom. So I'm just changing the color of the furniture in the master bedroom, and I believe I turned off those lamps because it was a bit bright. Yeah, and I also put a nice rug under the bed, and changed the color of the sofa on the other side of the wall there. I put a couple plants. So that's pretty much the master suite done. There's no door to it again, so you might want to add one of those, which shouldn't be hard, but you know, I want it to be more modern and things like that. So there you go, that's the master suite, and then I just have 2 more bedrooms to do. So these 2 bedrooms are pretty much the same size, which you'll see when I get to them. But their the furnishing in them is slightly different, so you'll see that. So I'm just putting in the blinds here for a bit of privacy. Well, not really privacy, the windows are frosted, but, you know, so you can have a bit of darkness in the mornings. You don't have to wake up with the sun, I guess. And, oh, actually, right now I'm redoing the roof. Look at that. Yeah, so I get rid of all the plants on the roof. I guess I was bored of furnishing, so I decided to do something else. So I get rid of all the plants on the roof, and I end up just making it my usual modern style roof. I still use the stage stuff, but there's no plants. So you'll see here, I'm just using the stage to kind of make a geometric design on the roof, and I just make it like white tile, which looks quite elegant. So you'll see that. I thought it just looked quite a bit nicer than what I had before. So you'll see here, I'm just kind of getting the white tile on the roof, and I think it looks quite nice. I like it better than the plants, and it's certainly a big change from the original design with all the trees on the roof. So I hope you like it better too, because I think it turned out quite nicely. Yeah, so that's the roof. Just finishing that off. And then I believe I jump back inside. Yes, here we go. So this is the bed here. Obviously, it's the bed. And I'm just choosing the color of it. Just getting the right shade of blue-gray, I guess. So right here, I'm just changing its positioning. I also put like a desk here, which is kind of nice. And so you can have like a little work area in your bedroom. And it's got some little shelves over it with a mirror behind it, which I think is quite nice. There's a laptop on it as well. There's a little chair. Where's the mirror? There's the mirror. I think that looks quite nice. It's very simple with these two bedrooms. There's not that much detailing in them. So if you download the house, you can put whatever you want in them, really. I mean, they could be like an exercise room or a private study or whatever. Put another holographic walls art there, which I think is quite nice. It's a cityscape. So yes. Anyway, I'm just changing up the bedding. The bedding. Sorry. And I also put in a rug. One of those rugs, kind of on an angle, which I mirror in the other room, which looks quite cool. So there's the bedroom. That's one bedroom done, and the second one is, like I said, pretty much the same. Except it's got a bunk bed as opposed to a bed that's on the floor. As you can see here, it's got a nice little striped patterning on it. It's got a little couch in it. So it's pretty much the same, but slightly different. Some stuff under the bed, like a plant and a little suitcase chest thing. There's also a floor mirror, like a freestanding mirror, and you can see the rugs kind of mirror each other, which I thought was kind of cool. There's a stereo there as well, and that one and a couple paintings. So that's pretty much actually the interior done. So right now I'm just adding some black paint in between all the levels, because I like it to be nice and perfect like that. I don't like having all the shoddy looking stuff in between the levels. I like it to be like if your sim can't go there, you shouldn't be able to see in. That's what I think anyway. So I'm finishing it off with landscape lighting, and if you enjoyed this video, please check out my channel, and of course subscribe to receive my videos as they come out. And of course, leave a comment below and tell me what you thought. And yes, so I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time, and enjoy the rest of the video. Bye!